Welcome back to the series on the 9 Enneagram personalities and how to get along with them in the holidays. All of us have our quirks and traits, believe me, and it is with more awareness and consciousness that we can get along with other people, and we can put our own issues aside sometimes, responding to others, and a lot of times that helps the issues to go away. So in this Facebook Live, I am going to be talking about the dramatic 4 expressors. They are also in the heart emotion centers. They are the deeply feeling personality. So I'm going to read you a little bit about the description of the 4 expressor. They focus on being expressive and being authentic and being understood. They are unconventional, idealistic, and individualistic. They have a high value in art, music, clothes, good manners, unique sense of presentation. They are very original and creative. They think outside the box. They really see the beauty in the world, and they bring that creativeness together. And they see the beauty where others might not. They have very refined tastes. They are sensitive and kind and deeply caring. They open up to you very comfortably, and they are very comfortable with going into the depth of emotions, the highs and the lows, because they are always looking for deep meaning. Some of the challenges that others can have with expressors is that they can be dramatic. And they don't mean to be dramatic, but they have, my friend Mary Frances Barbison said, it's like having no skin, or that their skin is so sensitive that they pick up on every sensitivity. And having this personality from a very young age, personality is formed by the age of 7, as I've shared with you before. And so they are the children who, they love putting together outfits that are untraditional. They'll come out with different socks, or I had a rental suite, and this gal lived in this suite. She would come out with, a hat, a long dress that was a different color, a scarf, striped socks. She looked fabulous. If I would have tried to repeat that or the same outfit, I would have looked like a bag lady. So they have this unique sense of presentation and style that's very creative. Some of the challenges, hang on a second, I have things beeping at me here. Some of the challenges that other people have with them is they're dramatic, their mood swings, because they can react to people's energy, they can react to subtle slights, and this is really difficult for them. So this is what causes their mood swings, their deep, intense emotions. I was on as I took my training with other 4 expressors, they would say, what we love, there's a juiciness about life. And they have this fantasy bubble where in their head everything's romantic and loving and expressive, and people are reacting to each other from a deep sense of emotions. They are, they talk about soulmates, they're yearning for more love, they yearn for more intensity. And it's also a very high, it's highly, with their high emotions, it's difficult for other people to sustain that all the time like they can do. And so often they feel rejected. They feel very different from other people. And you'll see teenagers who, in their teen years, will often feel very different outside the cool people. They will often feel unaccepted. And so this feeling different also leads them to feel, in some ways, well, I am so different that I'm unique and special. And in their family of origin, they often feel like they don't even relate to their own family. They're very different in their family. And if the parents don't understand their sensitivity or what's causing this, it can cause the child to feel rejected, unappreciated, unacknowledged. 4 expressors don't like to do life mundane. So the chores, they have difficulty with the chores unless they can turn them into a creative spin. They can have, what we love about expressors is how they teach us to see life in Technicolor. They really do. We might see in springtime a tree in blossom. They see way more than that. They see the blossom. They see the depth of color, the change of color, the stamen, or the sunrises or sunsets. They can even get quite emotional when they see beauty. Or watching movies, they can be sobbing when other people are looking around going, yeah, it's a little touching. So for them, it can be a challenging world out there. I had one client who came to me, and I had done some work with her, and then I gave her a complete profile. And she called me up, and I could tell she was crying, and I said, what's the matter? What are you upset about? And she said, well, I've read my profile and I'm really upset. And I said, well, come on, get over here. Let's figure out what this is. I have my email shut off, and I don't know why that's still dinging away. So I said, come over, let's figure this out. So she came in, and I said, what was it that was surprising to you in the profile? And she said, nothing. And I said, well, what is it that's upsetting you? And she said, well, as I read it, I could see how I was blowing up my life with my patterns of drama and high emotions. She said, my friends don't know what to do with me. They want to support me and they listen to me, but they get tired of it as well. And she said, my kids don't want anything to do with me anymore. She had never recognized her impact of her patterns on other people. We all don't. It's all natural to us. And so we don't realize the impact of the emotions. And so it can be a very challenging personality. The gifts of them they are very compassionate, very sensitive, very caring, very heart-centered, and they can listen, they can go to the depth of pain with other people where many other personalities cannot. So that's what we love about them. In their relationship style, so even with their mood swings, so others might say or see their mood swings as depression, but there's a richness even to the feeling and the emotion of that. And so often they'll refer to it, no, I'm not depressed. It's a sweet melancholy. What else did I want to tell you? So they have vivid imaginations to create fantasies. They're very passionate. They can magnify their emotions. They wear their heart on their sleeve. They're focused on romantic and authentic relationships. This is the gift they give to us because they are very authentic. If they're feeling bad, they'll tell you. If they're feeling great, they'll tell you. They're sensitive and they're in touch with and talk about their feelings. And they bring that richness, that beauty. For expressors are the ones who can really, other people can be poetic too, but expressors seem to have the ability of that amazing magic of word weaving, the romantic phrases that they can use. And they're looking for that deep, soulful, heart-meeting experience. That's the gifts they give to us. Some famous people, let me see, I had some of those. Let's see. Famous people are Angelina Jolie, very dramatic. When she was in a relationship with Billy Bob Thornton, they both wore vials of each other's blood around their neck because it had deep meaning for them. Lady Gaga, no kidding, with her dramatic presentation. Prince, Kate Winslet, Johnny Depp. There's many, many others that are, when you see them and they're very dramatic, even with their speech patterns. I saw an interview with Johnny Depp and he was wearing, they put together the most amazing outfits, but he was wearing these old boots and the toes were gone in the boots. And he, told a whole story about why he was emotionally attached to those boots. When you understand personalities are just patterns of behavior. When you recognize the pattern, you'll understand the person and relate to them. That's the cool thing. People are recognizable and they are predictable. So in the Christmas, my cartoon of the Christmas dinner where everyone, in the other 2 Facebook Lives, I've shared about, each personality is going to have a different perspective, each of the 9 around the Christmas table. And so the 4s in the Christmas situation can bring drama because if they felt slighted before or hurt or unacknowledged or misunderstood or even judged, they can bring that with them, or they can, that is a wound that they often gets, the scab gets peeled off quite quickly with them. So if they're feeling unimportant or irrelevant, they can become upset. So how do you deal with them? How do you get along with them? Stay present with them and be sensitive. Let them share their emotions and see the value in their emotions and the beauty in everything. They're very intellectual and they can be quite funny with their quirky sense of humor, and often it's a self-deprecating sense of humor. So value them for what they bring to us, the gifts that they do, the beauty of them, expanding our view of the world, the creativeness, the sensitiveness, the joy in nature and all that it brings. So if you have any questions, you can put them in the comments and I'll get back to you and answer those as I can. I will not be doing a Facebook Live on Friday, but we'll be resuming with the 5 contemplator, the thinker, the intellectual, the introvert on Monday. So thank you for joining me or tuning in to listen to because what I really want you to do is I want you to be able to understand each of the 9 personalities from their own perspectives, how they feel valued. And as I mentioned in the other ones, when we know their positive traits and we thread those through our gatherings of conversations, that's when you shift old patterns. That's when you shift people out of the drama or the resentment or whatever it is we all bring. We're human, right? So when you can go in with, you can sort of figure out everybody who's going to be coming to your gathering and, thread in some positive things about them, what you love about them. You know what, as a 4, whoever that is, a niece, a mother, an aunt, what I love about you is that's what you bring in. That's how you shift things. So thanks for tuning in and I'll see you on Monday. For more information, go to my website, eileenhead.com. I'm called the Relationship Whisperer because I really do make relationships easier. And if you need us, there is a free call that you can hop on. And if you have a specific challenge through Christmas before you go, let's see if we can't come up with a strategy to figure out how you can change the situation and make it better for everyone. Thanks for tuning in.